Hello everyone, welcome back to Med with K. Today we are tackling something every MBBS fresher struggles with, that is medical terminologies. Now take a look at this slide. On one side, you see a confused student staring at a textbook filled with scary words like hepatomegaly, pneumothorax, and tachycardia. Feels familiar, right? We've all been there on a first day. But look at the other side. The same student is smiling and easily breaking down the word. Hepato means liver, megaly means enlargement. Suddenly, hepatomegaly isn't scary at all. It just means enlarged liver. And that's exactly the secret I want to share with you today. Medical terms aren't random. They are built like puzzles using small parts, prefixes, and suffixes. Once you know them, you can decode even the longest, scariest words. This whole topic would be divided into three videos. The first one, which is this one, would consist of all the important medical prefixes. The second video would consist of the root word and the suffixes. And the third video would consist of all the other terms that we missed. So basically, it is going to be a tri-series video. Now, let's get started. Some must-know prefixes are here as below. The prefixes which describe a bit about location and position are as follows. Number one is inter. Inter means between, right? For example, the word is intercostal. Intercostal. Coastal here refers to ribs. So basically, these are one pair of ribs, another pair of ribs. Space between them is known as intercostal space. So inter, it means between. Now coming to intra. Intra means within. For example, intracellular. That is within a cell. Intra-abdominal cavity. That is within the abdominal cavity. Now comes sub. Sub means under or below. For example, sublingual. Sublingual is below the tongue. So there are various tablets like nitroglycerin and all, which we have to keep under the tongue for quicker absorption. So sub means under. Now coming to supra. Supra means above or over, right? For example, suprapubic region. That is above the pubic bone. Suprapubic. You learn about the pubic bone in your osteology classes. Now comes peri. Peri means around, right? For example, pericardium. Pericardium is around the heart. So basically, if this is your heart, then this is the pericardium, that is around the heart. Pericardium is a layer which forms around the heart. Now coming to epi. Epi means above, okay, again, right? For example, epidermis. Epidermis is the topmost layer of the skin which is present above the dermis. So if this is your dermis, this is your epidermis. Coming to ipsi. Ipsi, you will very commonly hear it in your anatomy. Ipsi means same. So basically, the term that we use is ipsilateral, right? Ipsilateral, which means on the same side. For example, your your liver and your right kidney, they're ipsilateral to each other. Now coming to contralateral, cont. Cont means opposite. Cont is opposite. Okay. The term is contralateral. Your spleen and your liver are contralateral to each other. Why? Spleen is present on your left side, liver is present on your right side. Now coming to exo. Exo means outside. So for example, exoskeleton. So what do you understand by exoskeleton? Exoskeleton is basically skeleton on the outside which forms a protective covering or a protective layer. Endo means inside. The word here is endocarditis. Endocarditis. Now it is a very good example. Endocarditis means, see, over here, card is the root word, itis is the suffix, and endo is the prefix. So endocarditis is basically the inflammation of the endocardium. Now coming to trans. Trans is across or through. Transdermal, which means across the skin. Dermis is basically skin, so across the skin. Now comes retro. Retro means backward or behind. Okay, backward or behind, like retroperitoneum. Retroperitoneum, which is behind the peritoneum. Now comes AB. AB stands for abduction. Abduction. This is another an anatomical term, right? Abduction means away. It means away. AD is adduction. Adduction means towards or near. Now comes dextro. Dextro is right side. For example, dextrocardia. Dextrocardia means heart is situated on the right side. Similarly, levo is for the left side. Now comes ambi. Ambi means both the sides. For example, ambidextrous. Ambidextrous is a person who can use both hands simultaneously. Ambidextrous. Now comes syn. Syn is together. For example, syndrome. What is syndrome? Syndrome is a set of symptoms which runs together. Okay, an interesting fact. You need to know the difference between signs and symptoms. Do check it out. Prefixes that denote number, quantity, and size. A or an, which means without or absent. Example, anemia. Anemia is lack of RBCs. Aphasia. Aphasia is lack of speech. Mono or uni. Mono or uni means single or one. For example, mononuclear cell with a one nucleus. Bi means two. Example, biceps. Biceps are muscles which have two heads. Tri means three. Triceps are muscles which have three heads. Now coming to poly. Poly or multi means many or large. For example, polyuria. Polyuria is basically a clinical condition in which the urine output is more than the normal. Oligo. Oligo means few or scanty. Example, oligouria. Again, oligouria is a clinical condition which means the urine output is very less than normal. Pan means all or entire. For example, pancytopenia. It means pancytopenia. Okay. So over here, the term penia means less. Pan means all. Cyto means cell. So pancytopenia is basically when all the cells of the body, for example, the RBC, the WBC, and platelets, they are less in number. Macro. Macro means large. For example, macrocyte. Macrocyte means a large cell. Similarly, micro means small. Now comes hemi. Hemi means half. For example, hemiplegia. Hemiplegia means that half a side of a body is paralyzed. Tachy. Tachy means thick. Example, pachydermis. Now we know what this dermis means. It means skin. So pachydermis is thickened skin. Steno. Steno is narrow or constricted. For example, stenosis. Stenosis is narrowing of a passage. Now comes rate, quality, and time. Brady. Brady means slow. For example, bradycardia. Bradycardia refers to slow heart rate. Tachy. Tachy means fast. For example, tachycardia. It refers to faster heart rate. Hyper. Hyper is excessive. For example, hypertension. Hypertension is high blood pressure. Now comes hypo. Hypo means deficient or deficit. For example, hypotension. It means lower blood pressure. Now, can any of you comment in the below what is the normal blood pressure? This means difficult and painful. For example, we have dyspnea. Dyspnea is painful breathing. Dyspnea. Pnea is any term which is related to breathing. Then we have dysuria. Dysuria is again a clinical condition which refers to painful urination. U. U is normal or good. For example, eupnea. EUPNEA, which means normal breathing. MAL, mal. Mal is bad or abnormal. For example, malnutrition. Malnutrition means bad nutrition. Nutrition which is not adequate to support the needs of the body. Now comes auto. Auto means self. SELF, self. For example, autoimmune. So what does autoimmune stand for? It is immunity against the self. Homeo. Homeo refers to same or unchanging. Same or unchanging. For example, homeostasis. Now, this is a word which you'll come across a lot in your physiology. It means the constant environment without any change. Now we have zero. Zero means dry. The word is xeroderma. Xeroderma is dry skin. Now we have poikilo. Poikilo means irregular. So, for example, we have poikilocytes. It refers to the cells which are irregular in shape. Now we have iso. Iso means same. For example, isotonic. I guess you're familiar with this word. You have read it in your class 11th and 12th. Pseudo refers to false. For example, pseudocyst. A pseudocyst is a cyst which lacks an epithelial lining. Anti. Anti refers to against. For example, antibiotics. Antibiotics are against the bacteria or basically against life. Meta. It refers to beyond or change. Example, metastasis. So metastasis is the spread of disease beyond the primary site. Now comes allo. Allo means other or different. For example, allograft. Allograft is basically tissue from another or a different person. Now comes homo. Homo means same or like. Example is homograft. Homograft is tissue or graft from the same species. Geri refers to elderly or old age. For example, geriatrics. Geriatrics is a branch of medicine that deals with older people. Neo, it means new. For example, neonate. Neonate is a term used for newborn babies. Ante. Ante means before. Example, antenatal. Antenatal refers to before birth. Now comes pre. Pre also means before. For example, preoperative. That is before an operation. Post. Post means after. For example, postpartum. That is after delivery. Now comes re. Re means back or again. For example, reactivation. Reactivation is becoming active again. Now we'll talk about colors. Prefixes denoting color. These are frequently used in hematology and pathology. Leuco, it means white. For example, leukocytes. Leukocytes are white blood cells. Erythro, it means red. Example, erythrocyte, which means red blood cell. Cyano. Cyano means blue. For example, cyanosis. Cyanosis is bluish discoloration. Chloro, green. For example, chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a pigment which is green in color. Melano means black or very dark. Example, melanoma. Melanoma is a condition which is due to dark pigmented skin tumor. Xantho. Xantho means yellow. For example, xanthoma. Xanthoma is a yellow cholesterol deposit. And that's a wrap on the essential medical prefixes every MBBS first year student should know. I hope this video helped you understand the prefixes easily, and I think that these prefixes would help you decode some medical terminologies. Stay tuned for the next part, wherein we will discuss the core word and the suffixes. And at the end of the video, we will put across some medical terms, and then we'll try to decode it if we can really understand the meaning of this word, because this is the sole purpose of the video. Thank you so much for watching the video, and also don't forget to comment below which medical terms you want me to explain next. I'll make sure to cover them in my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Have a good day.